GoveeLife sent me this air purifier for my review, and I kind of feel like I am mind blown. This thing is so cool. So this can purify a room up to just under 1,000 square feet in an hour. That is a big room for such a small machine. I think that is so cool. And the best part about GoveeLife is actually their app. So once you download their app, and if you get any of their products, you turn on the machine and then you bring your phone remotely close to it and it recognizes it, and then it pairs within seconds. My husband is super techie and he was like, this is probably the best I have ever seen, how quick it is, how fast and efficient, which is awesome. So yeah, you have the app. You can also control it up here on the display if you do not want to do the app, but I'm going to show you a couple of the features and I'm going to do it through the app. But again, most of it can be done up here on the top. So this is the app right here. I am sitting outside and it is telling me right now that we have good air quality. So depending on obviously where you are, depending on the room, if I were in the kitchen and just cooked a meal and maybe you have that really like intense smell, it would probably say low or low quality or not great quality. And you can, if you have this on auto, it will automatically turn it on when it needs to. So you can do auto mode or you can do manual, which is really great. A couple of the really cool features. So you do have, right now it's on low, so you can't really hear it. Then you, of course, you can go medium, it gets a little bit louder, then high. So of course it is making some noise. The most intense one would be turbo, of course. So that is super loud. But the best thing is that you actually have a sleeping mode. So if you are sleeping at night, obviously you don't want this intense, noise. So it does bring it all the way down the noise level, but it is still working in the background, which is really cool. One of my favorite things is you actually right here, so you have night light. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. Sorry, it's upside down. It's hard to do. There we go. So you turn that on. So we have this red light here, but you can completely customize that. And I can like change the color. I can change the brightness. So let's say if we want to go with that blue here, we've got, a purple. You can play around with that. And as I said, you can do the brightness as well. They even have some of the scenes here. So if you want to pick a scene, so if I'm going with like the ocean, then it will kind of like, go through the different lights and kind of like filter in and out, which I think is so fun and really cool. Another thing that they have up here too, so they have a timer. So of course you can put it on a timer. You can also schedule this. So you know that, maybe during certain hours of the day, like when you're cooking in the evening, you just want this automatically to turn on. So any of those kitchen smells, it will automatically turn on depending on your scheduling, which is great. They also, you can completely turn off, because if I'm sleeping, I need the room to be pitch black. So you can turn off this light as I had it off, and the display up here. So this is the display where it's showing us that it is, I think I turned it off by accident. So here the display is on, but I can go ahead and turn off the display. So then if I'm sleeping at night, there'll be like no lights or anything like that bothering me, which is really great, but the machine is still on, which is cool. Another thing here at the back, so this is where the filter is. So you need to know when you open this, this is wrapped in plastic. So make sure you open that and take that plastic off. One of the coolest things, I don't think I've seen that before. So you've got this great filter that you can take out, you can clean off and stuff like that. But they recommend this air purifier, for pet hair, because check this out. So this comes off. Right? So it's like you kind of have this little mesh screen on there, so that pet hair is going to kind of get sucked into here and purify that air, but it's not actually going to gunk up your filter. So you can pull this off, you can clean this off really easily if you have any pet hair or like bigger like dust particles and stuff like that, which, as I said, I don't think I've seen that before. I think that is really neat. So yeah, honestly, I think it's a really modern, sleek design. The sensor is over here on the side, and they do recommend it every 2 months just to kind of clean that out. This pops off and they say to take, looks like a little dry Q-tip and just kind of clean that out. So you want to make sure that you are doing that as well. But yeah, if you are looking for an air purifier, honestly, such a small unit to cover such a large space, so modern, sleek, and again, this app honestly can't go wrong.